everyone, this is Tammy at Snowstorm Crafts, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. So today I want to show you guys my file folder envelope flip. So that's the base I want to do with all this. Today I want to show you guys, you guessed it, some owls. So we are going to work on owls today, and I want to do a little collage. And let's see, I'll get you guys started here. So let me show you. Move this over. So this is my file folder. And I show you guys this technique on how I do this and my envelopes. So I got a bunch of stuff I've just been playing with today. So envelopes, how I do this technique. And I also did it on some mixed media paper here, just like that. So if you want to see how I do these, I'll put it on the end screen. You guys come check it out, okay? But today what I want to do is collage this owl that's out of fabric. I ripped it out of fabric and just ripped around it. And I want to get that onto the mixed media paper with a collage, okay? And then for the owl, I have him on a envelope. So I want to get him collaged on here and do that. And I want to show you guys how this is from my Cricut. This is vinyl that I used. And I ironed it onto my eco printed fabric. So this was a tablecloth at first, or it still is a tablecloth, but that's the fabric that it is. And I coffee dyed it. It's 100% cotton. I coffee dyed it, and then I went out into my yard and found some really pretty leaves and stuff like that. And I show you guys how to eco print with it, and then I stamped and did some word stamps and stuff. So I can make sure to put that on the end screen. It's a whole playlist of different things that I've done. So I'll put the whole playlist on there and you guys can check it out. It's pretty fun. And it'll take you on a fun little adventure. So that's what that is. And then I decided to have my Cricut cut out just the owl, because I'm going to make this an owl themed file folder. Envelope flip is what it is. So I did the owl, had that cut out, and then I show you guys how I take it in. It's called weeding it out, where you just take it off. This is the plastic part that it's on. And I show you guys how I do that, and then I iron it down and get it on here. So I'll make sure to put that on right now, and you guys can come check it out. Okay, so now you're all caught up, and that's how I get it just onto my fabric. And now let's just go ahead. I'm going to clear everything and get started here. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with him here. Let's see. So I'll show you guys what I did. So that's what the fabric looks on the back, and there's the front. Here's the envelope that I'm wanting to use. Yeah, this is the one I want to use. So I'm just taking it, and I know I want it to flip out this way, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind, which way you want your envelope to flip. So I just decided to start with the covers, because I'm not quite sure exactly how I want to construct all of it together. So I'm just kind of getting my juices flowing and just seeing, you know, my thought process, and just kind of going with, starting with, I know what I want focal points to be. So today I just wanted to do some fun collaging with you guys and show you guys what I use and how I do it. Okay, so I'm using Fabrifix glue. All right, now I know I want this to go onto the envelope, making sure I have my flip the way I want it. Okay, so I got that. And then I just have some fun things that I've been playing with. So I want my theme colors to be gold, green, and of course, you know, some beige and black, and then purple. So I want some purple popping throughout the journal and some gold, and then green. So those are kind of the colors I'm working with that I want to be throughout. So I went through everything yesterday and just saw what I had, looked through my laces, looked through all that, and just got everything out and looked at it. And I have a whole pile. I have like a whole I just put it all into like a bin here, knowing that I got my colors that I want and some of the fabrics that I've dyed. And of course, we're going to be using the envelopes for paper and the file folders, plus the mixed media paper. And we'll probably throw some more, of course, the signature and stuff in there. So I just know what I want. So I'm kind of putting it all together, the colors. And I'm just going to construct it with you guys, and we'll see how it all comes together. I love doing that with you guys, just to see what comes out of it here. So I'm just taking a little glue, putting this down, and I'm just going to the edge with it here. Okay. So just like that. Now, I've also was thinking, because I want this to kind of know where I want it. I want it on the front here as a focal point that you're really looking at, and then there'll be other envelopes in the background, And I want this to be the closure. So I'm wanting to pop a hole into the envelope. And I know when I do that, it's just we're gonna lose less to put in it, but that's okay. So I already got this where I want it here. And I went to the edge as close as I could. So I'm just going to the edge here. I want to take my hole punch, my crocodile, and pop a hole here. And I'm wanting to incorporate, I'm pretty sure I want this. So I want this to be the closure. So I want to do all this before I start gluing everything else down. I'm trying to think, I wonder if I should pop this down first. So this is the process I'm thinking here. So I'm letting you guys come into my mind for a second, and we'll see how we're gonna do this. Because I just really kind of construct it with you guys to see where we're gonna go with it. So what I'm thinking is I got my crocodile and I got a gold eyelet, just in case, because I think we might have to do this all over the top. So I want to go ahead and move this out of the way. Let's glue this down. I'm going to go ahead and just glue it down. So let's just do this. And I'm kind of smearing it around so it doesn't seep through the fabric. Okay. Let's do that. I like to take my fabric and go like this. Open like that. Okay, and what I'm wanting to do is I'm going to take it to my sewing machine, and this is optional, but I'm going to sew it around, and then I can have some stitching coming through just around it. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll be back. All right, I decided to bring you guys over here, and I'm going to put it on I think I'm going to do a zigzag stitch. You know what? Let's go ahead and do a straight stitch. Okay. And what I'm doing is I'm making sure not to sew this part shut. So I'm going up a little bit. And I'm just going to sew around. And I'm just going on to the edge of the envelope here. Then I'm going around one more time and just making sure it's not like exactly on the other line. All right, so that gave it some fun interest here. And I just wanted to make sure not to sew the pocket shut, so I just stayed up on the top around. Okay, and I think that looks really cool. Just kind of frames it. Now, I'm gonna just layer this up with you guys. And what I have here is just some fabric that I've coffee dyed. And I'm just gonna start gluing it down here. So that's what I'm gonna do, is just go ahead and glue everything where I want it. Then I will pop my hole in it. And I'm keeping it twisted. I think that looks really good. Just however it wants to go down. And I love how it's all frayed too. You can just take it and pull your strings like that and just fray it, and then keep these because I use those all the time. I always tell you guys little scraps of fabric and some threads. My little rat's nest here. I love it. I love using it. Okay. So we're just gonna keep layering this up. And I got my threads. Glue down. Take my threads. That. And this is just a fun little vine. I have it going the way I want it. There we go. And then once we get it where we want it, we can glue it a little better. I'm just kind of placing it down. There we go. There. I think that'll stay nicely like that. Okay, and then I just have my purple that I want to put on top. So that's how I just layered it up. It's just easy as that. Just find some fun things that you have and just start seeing how they go together. Let's see, let's go like that. So I'm just putting it right there. So there we go. That's really fun, you guys. What do you think of that? And I'll make sure to get some really good pictures that you guys can see at the end screen. I'll make sure to have some pictures that at the end of the video, actually, and you guys can see some up close shots of it. Okay. There we go. So if you guys are enjoying this video, please hit the like button. That helps me get my video out there further for other people to make a fun little owl collage flip file folder journal. Okay, so there we go. We got that. Now I'm just gonna pop a hole here. I'm gonna use my 3/16. Let's see, I should be able to squeeze in there. Go in the middle-ish, right here. Okay. good. Okay. All right, so that's that side. There's that. Now, okay. So that's gonna go like this, right? And you just have to figure out how long. This one's gonna be longer because this will go onto your here. Okay, and then this will wrap around like that, and then it'll tie off right here. So there we go. So that's just a fun little closure that I wanted to work on with you guys. So I got that done, and now, I want to just go ahead and do this real quick because I don't want this video to get too long. I want to go to my sewing machine and do some sewing or interest around this real quick. Okay, so I went ahead and did some sewing around the mixed media paper, and then I did some interest sewing around the owl, just like we did with this owl. I just went around twice. So I did that. Okay. And you know what? Instead of gluing, but if you want to glue, just make sure you rub it in because you don't want it to bleed through. But I'm going to go ahead and just sew it on. I'm not sure if I'm going to have this be a flip in the front. Let me show you guys real quick. I don't know if I want it. I don't know if that's too much owl happening in the front. I don't think I want it like that. What I'm thinking with this one is I want to put him on the inside here. Or on the inside here is what I was thinking. And then all the envelopes will flip out and then he'll be right there on the inside. So this will be glued down anyway. So yeah, so I want to go ahead and take this over and I'm just going to follow the lines around, just, you know, go around and I'm going to sew it on to the mixed media paper. I'm going to go ahead and do that and then I'll leave a little room down here because I want to put all this underneath. So I'll just leave a little bit of space to be able to glue under the flap. So I'll go do that real quick. Okay, there we go. So I just went ahead and did some sewing around it, just like that. And I made sure to leave a flap here because I want to glue my collage underneath all that. So think about that if you're going to have, you know, some fun things like under here that you're going to want to glue down, and then that can go over the top. So think about that before you start sewing. Okay, so now that's what I'm doing is just gonna pop this down. And the fabrics that I'm using today are coffee dyed. Pretty much a lot of them, and tea dyed. So I have some coffee and tea dyed fabrics. This one actually might be tea dyed. Let's think. Yeah, we're gonna do that and that. I'm going over just a little bit because I want the little holes to show through. I just think that's cool. I know it's a little off right there, but that's okay. I don't mind it. I can even go down a little bit. There we go. And then I think I was going to go up on top here to tie all this together. And then I want to put this on top of that. Okay. So let's do that. You could glue this flap down, but it doesn't really matter. Threads. I just love, if you've seen my channel, I love working with threads too, because it just gives it kind of, especially when you're working with birds and stuff, it gives it like a nest kind of feel to it, where, you know, like he's kind of sitting in a nest. So I think that's kind of fun. Let me know in the comments, actually, do you guys like working with threads, and do you keep them? And do you find it, you know, fun to work with them? I'd like to hear, actually, because it's just something that I like working with. Okay, wait. Make sure they flip the way I want them to. There we go. All right. Bead of glue. And then this is just some purple rope that I have here. I'm just going to pop that on top. Just for some purple interest here. And I'm going to take some of this up here and put this down right there. So there we go. So this is just a fun, quick thing to pop on and show you guys how to do some fun collaging. And this is the start of my owl file folder envelope flips. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and got to see a little insight of what I think and my process of how I do this. And if you could please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you guys can see my next video when I post it. Like, comment, and share, and let's grow together. And keep on crafting.